Namaskar, I'm Dr. Poonam Sambhaji and our today's topic will be on evening colic. The main crux of this topic, that is how do I relieve my baby's evening colic, is at the end of the video. But I want you to see this video throughout, because if you know why it is occurring, you'll be able to understand it better. Now, what is evening colic? Many a times parents come across their baby who is fussing and crying throughout the evening at a predictable time, somewhere around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. The baby will just start crying for a few hours together, maybe 1-2 hours. Sometimes it may even cross over 2 hours, okay? And you really do not know why my baby is crying. Fussing and crying are normal in young babies, and they are a way in which the child is trying to communicate with you. You should be able to understand what is the child trying to communicate. Only when you try to understand that, many a times the child may just stop crying. There are various reasons why the child may cry, and we will cover up about this in some other topic. Fussing and crying always doesn't mean to say that the baby has evening colic. Now, what is evening colic? Evening colic is an episode of fussing and crying by a otherwise healthy infant at a predictable time in the day. The baby would cry for an hour or two or even prolonged, but usually does not indicate any underlying serious problem. Science hasn't actually proven the cause of evening colic, but it is envisaged, it is thought that maybe it is the maternal stress which is being transferred to the baby. Remember, emotions are very contagious. It's like osmosis. What I mean by osmosis is the child just absorbs your emotions. Imagine a plate with water. This is you. And imagine a sponge. The sponge is the baby. You keep the sponge on this plate with water. What is going to happen? The sponge is going to imbibe this water. The sponge is going to take up this water. Okay? So what I mean to say is the emotions are contagious. The baby will just take the emotions the mother is having. Now what happens with the baby is when the baby is crying, starts crying, the anal opening tightens. And when the anal opening tightens, the baby is not able to pass the gas. And this is what gives to the pain. This is what one of the theories states. Otherwise, throughout the day, the baby is able to pass this gas easily, so he doesn't cry. Generally, by the end of the day, the mother is already tired, mentally and physically. She may not have had her afternoon nap. Maybe she's already dreaded about the night that she's going to face, wherein the baby is going to stay awake more than the daytime. All this stresses her, and these stressful feelings are perceived by the baby. When the baby starts crying, the already stressed mother is not able to quieten the baby, and this stresses her more. So the baby starts crying after perceiving the emotions. So the vicious cycle goes on. The mother is stressed, the baby cries. The baby cries, the mother is stressed. So it's a vicious cycle which continues. Now, how do we break this vicious cycle? You know the reason, the stress of the mother. So what is the number one treatment? Let the mother stay happy. As a mother, you should be happy. Organize your day. See that you are with the baby and in a happy mood, especially in the evening time. Try to talk to the baby when the baby starts crying. Usually what we find is when the baby starts crying, the mother is stressed, someone else is rocking the baby keep quiet, okay? And it's all a stressful environment. Everyone is stressed at home. Now you can already understand when the emotions are imbibed, the baby is going to imbibe all these emotions which are there in the room. Keep the room quiet. Let everyone be less stressed. Take a deep breath. Be happy, okay? If you stress out, the baby is going to cry more. Try to calm the baby by putting the baby on the shoulder, tap on the back, like how we do the burping. So how does the baby cry during evening colic? Usually you will find them crying relentlessly with both the hands moving, the legs curled up on the tummy, the legs being curled up on the tummy. This is their usual position, and they just close their eyes and they're just crying. what are the ways that I can prevent my baby from getting colic? There are no definite methods by which we can prevent the colic. If they were there, that would have been the best thing. No baby would have had colic anytime. But yes, if you take certain care, the baby may end up having less colic. First and foremost, breastfeed the baby. Breastfed babies are less known to have colic. Those babies on top feed have colic more often. Second thing, when you are feeding the baby, see that you hold the baby in a recumbent position. So, if possible, the baby should be held like this while feeding the baby. So, head will be up and the legs will be down. So, that is recumbent position. Also around 30 degree, 40 degree angulation. When you're feeding the baby, always take care that the baby doesn't cry a lot for the feed. What I mean is try to understand the baby's hunger cues. Feed the baby before she starts crying for the hunger, so that there is no aerophagia. That is, when the baby cries a lot, they take in a lot of air, and because of that also they will have gaseous problem. Midway between the feed and after the feed, burp the baby. Burp the baby as much as possible. Maybe in between the feed, after around 20 minutes, if the baby still wants to feed, burp the baby before continuing the feed. Also, after the feed is over, burp the baby. If by chance if the baby hasn't had her burp after the feed, even after holding for 15 minutes, you can just make the baby lie on your lap at an angulation again of 15 to 20 degree. That is when you put Padmasan, in Hindi we say Padmasan, there is always an angulation of the lap. So the baby can lie down on that, or you can make the baby lie on bed with her waist, chest and the head area elevated a little bit more with a solid support, maybe with a plywood under the baby's bedding, or maybe put the whole plywood under the baby's bedding and put some roll of thick cloth under the head end, so that the whole plywood is lifted up by around 15 to 20 degrees and the baby lies in such a position that her head is above and the legs are slightly below the head level. If the baby is on formula feed, maybe you can try to change the formula feed. Take your doctor's advice for the same. Sometimes we need to change the baby on soya formula or maybe on some comfort formula if the colic is really unbearable. There are various other techniques like the Bowen technique, which I have no experience with, but it is some acupressure technique. You will find many YouTube videos on that. You can try, you never know, it may work for your baby. Check for the maternal diet. Many a times it may be certain things in the mother's diet which are causing colic in the baby, like mother on any animal milk. You may have to avoid that animal milk. Sometimes the food that the mother is taking may also cause colic problem in baby, like mother taking any animal milk, mother having peanuts, mother having certain non-veg items like fish. Sometimes even wheat can cause problems in the baby, so you may try to avoid this. It is always better to feed the baby with spoon and vati if they are on outside feed, but I know it is sometimes impractical to do that. So even if you are using a bottle, see to it that when you are feeding the baby, the nipple of the bottle, there shouldn't be too much of air in that. When you are feeding the baby, hold the bottle in such a way that the nipple is full of milk. You can see the white part more than the air part in the nipple, so that less of air is going to the baby. There are various bottles like anti-colic bottle, but I really don't think they have a great difference. Coming to home remedies for colic, there are multitude home remedies. There are so many we even don't know. Every patient comes with one home remedy. There are many home remedies which are not harmful, and I very well allow my patients to use it, like a thin layer of hing paste on the tummy. It's not going to cause any harm to the baby, and if you feel if it is helping your baby, welcome, you can use it. But there are other things like giving gripe water, a big no. The gripe water, many a times which is available commercially, and very famous ones, contain alcohol, soda bicarb and sugar, all of which are not good for your baby's health. When we have a little baby in our hand, in our godi, we are so careful about everything that goes to the baby. The cloth that I am using for the baby, the powder I am using for the baby, the oil I am using for the baby. So all these things are external, that is coming over the body of the baby, on the skin of the baby. Then how can we be careless about things that go in the baby's body? So please avoid gripe water. I have seen many YouTube channels which are run by mothers giving their own experience as how good the gripe water is. But please parents, do not get carried away by these self-reviewed products or the reviews for whatever reasons. Please do not give these gripe waters to your baby. We don't know what harm it can cause. I also know that it has been coming up for many years. You know, dadi ne diya, dadi ke dadi ne diya, but it has no scientific proof, and we really do not know if it is causing any harm to the baby, even in the minute possibility. We find many times babies coming with a big garland of garlic in the neck. Now, garlic is a type of masala. It really has no effect on colic other than the strong smell that the baby comes with. So as much as possible, try to avoid this garlic. It may cause some irritation of the skin when it lies there in the neck for a long time, but it will definitely do not cause any difference in the colic. बच्चे का नज़र निकालना, you know, taking some few chilies and so many other things, and then, you know, do all the mantra on the baby. I really do not know whether it has any effect. You may avoid it. One more thing is applying camphor on the baby's tummy with little bit of oil or petroleum jelly. Many products are available in the market without names. You know, some special dabbies will come with so and so medicine. Parents find it very useful. I feel the thing is, you know, these things like hing, the camphor, then the other things which are the garlic, these have a very strong odor. So when you apply them, the baby's attention might be diverted because of the odor, and that's why he is keeping quiet for some time. But as far as I know, it has not been scientifically proven to be effective. How do I relieve the baby from colic? All the medicines that are available are not very effective, or I wouldn't say that they are 90 to 100% effective. They are 50% effective. The rest 50% is your emotions, is your ability to keep the baby calm. It's your ability to understand why this is happening, and also understand that these episodes may continue till the baby is around 3 months, till the baby tries to turn by himself on the tummy so that he can release his gas by his own efforts. What are the various ways that you can try to help the baby? First, try to be calm and try to be quiet. Those emotions will be transferred to the baby. See that you take the baby on your shoulder, the way I'll be showing in the next video. Take the baby on shoulder, tap the baby on the back, exactly the same way the way you try to burp. This is one method. Second method, put the baby on a surface which is a little bit hard, not a very soft foam bed. Okay, maybe a little bit harder bed. Put the baby on the back on this surface. Cycle the baby's leg 15 times and then hold both the knees together and press them on the baby's tummy, like this video. Next method is make the baby sit on your lap in such a way that you're supporting the baby's head and the back. How? By supporting these 3 fingers. The thumb will go on one side of the chin, the second finger will go on the second side of the chin, and this third finger will go in the armpit of the baby. Okay, and the rest of the palm is going to support the chest of the baby. Baby will be leaned ahead a bit, okay, so that you can support the baby's back. And on the back, you are going to tap the baby. This is also another method of burping wherein you are trying to release the gas. One more method is put the baby on the tummy, again on a little bit harder surface, and Massage the back of the baby on both the sides of the spinal cord so that you give gentle pressure on the tummy and the baby tries to pass the gas. Now, what are we doing with all these methods? One is we are trying to give our positive emotions to the baby. We are trying to show to the baby that we are calm, cool, please you also be calm, cool. Other thing is we are trying to release the baby's gas which the baby is not able to pass and is crying. Why are we doing the burping methods? Because when the baby cries a lot, she is taking a lot of air, that is called aerophagia. So she is trying to take that air, we are trying to release that air through burping the baby. When is the time to worry? When the baby is crying at any other time and relentlessly, baby is having fever along with this, baby is having difficulty in breathing, baby's tummy is bloated, baby is vomiting, baby is not able to pass motions, or that the baby is crying continuously for more than 3 to 4 hours and just not quietening, it is something worrisome. We need to go to the doctor. Usually evening colic will not occur in babies less than 2 weeks of age and in babies more than 3 to 4 months of age. So any crying or fussing episodes which the mother is not able to manage need to be seen by the doctor. How does the mother keep herself cool and calm? Organize throughout your day. See that you keep yourself busy in some work instead of worrying about the episode that is going to come. And when the episode comes, again take a deep breath and manage it the way I told you. Generally over time, after trying all these myth medicines or all the advices that are given by the neighbors, by the seniors and by someone else's mother, you come to that 3 months target, and by that time the baby will automatically overcome the colic problem, and all the credit goes to the hing, goes to the garlic in the neck, goes to the gripe water, etc. As far as possible, try to follow the routine that I have told you, try to follow the exercises that I have told you. Definitely you will find some relief. I hope I have made it clear regarding the evening colic and how to manage the evening colic. Yes, there are medicines which are meant for evening colic which are not 100% useful, and your doctor will prescribe it to you. Especially when the first time the baby goes with the evening colic episode, doctor will prescribe you these medicines and you will know the dose at that time. Before I finish this video, I am really thankful to few people. One of them is Shraddha Lotlikar, who has helped me even with small things with these social media problems. I really did not know how to do this shooting. I did not know how to upload certain videos in maybe Instagram, and she helped me from scratch as if she's teaching a UKG child. Thank you, Shraddha. I hope I have made it clear to the parents regarding the cause of the evening colic and how you can manage it effectively with TLC, that tender loving care at home. Thank you.